Okay, good morning, everyone. Can you hear me there at the jail?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Good morning. My name is Judge Christy Ruppe. You are all here this morning for first appearance. The purpose of this hearing is to inform you of the charges against you and determine whether there is probable cause for your arrest. Probable cause only means that it was more likely than not that you committed the crime in which you've been arrested for. As you stand before me this morning, you are considered not guilty of the crime of which you've been charged. That status will stay with you through each stage of these proceedings up until changed by you if you plea out to your case or the state attorney's office if they prove the case against you beyond it to the exclusion of every reasonable doubt. In all likelihood, you were arrested on a warrant or a new charge, and you were given a bond pursuant to the bond schedule for the 5th Judicial Circuit. I will determine whether to keep that bond the same, increase it, decrease it, or whether there are any other conditions of pretrial release which will be imposed upon you. I will also determine this morning whether you'd like to hire a private attorney, whether you'll be representing yourself, or whether you'd like the assistance of the Public Defender's Office to represent you in this case. You are entitled to make a phone call. If you haven't had the opportunity yet, please let me know. I'll make sure that happens this morning. And finally, thank you. You have the right to remain silent, and I encourage you to do so. Please don't say anything about the facts of your case today. This is not what this hearing is for. These hearings are recorded. There's an assistant state attorney in this courtroom writing down everything that you say. Anything you say about the facts of your case can and will be used against you in the prosecution of your case down the road. So please don't talk about the facts of your case today, okay? At this time, I'd like everyone to raise your right hand so I can place you under oath. Okay, swear from the testimony before the court will be the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Okay, go ahead and put your hands down. As I call your name, I want you to come forward to the podium, okay? Alexis Bacha. Ms. Bacha, what's your date of birth?
10/22/93.
Okay, you are here this morning for a domestic battery. I did find probable cause for your arrest. Do you want to represent yourself? Do you want to hire somebody? Or do you want the Public Defender's Office?
Public defender.
Okay. I will go ahead and appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you. I'm going to ask the State Attorney's Office if you have a prior record, okay?
No prior records, ma'am.
Okay. Ms. Bacho, I have an address for you on Talbot Circle in Spring Hill. Is that where you live?
Yes, ma'am.
How long have you lived there?
2 years and 2 months.
Okay. Do you have a job?
I do.
What kind of work do you do?
I work for Tampa Electric.
Okay. All right, I'm going to go ahead and give you a bond of $100, and we're going to see you back to court on October 11th at 9 a.m. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
And if you want... Did you say you wanted the Public Defender's Office?
Yes.
Okay. So you want to get in touch with the Public Defender's Office once you bond out, okay?
And we'd ask that there be no contact with
Yes.
the victim.
Yes, ma'am. Ms. Bacho, I'm going to order that you have no contact with the victim in this case. Do you guys live together?
He's living at my house.
Okay. Brandon Palcito?
Palcito.
Okay. Do you have someplace else you can go?
I can go to my mother's.
Okay. Because I'm going to order that you have no contact with him. So if he's at that house, you can't be there. Okay? If he's not at that house, then of course you can be there. But you're going to be ordered not to have any contact with him whatsoever. So you cannot call him, write him, email him. You can't have anyone else call, write, or email him. If you see him out somewhere, you need to turn around and go the other way. And if he calls you, you need to hang up the phone. Any way that you can imagine having contact with him, I forbid you to do so. If you do have contact with Mr. Palcisco while this case is pending, then you'll be held without bond and until you resolve all of your cases, okay? And you can be charged with another crime as well. So don't have any contact with him. If he's at that house, you can't be there. I also need to hold you until 4 o'clock today in case he needs to file an injunction against you.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, if he does file an injunction with you, make sure that you read that paperwork very carefully because that's going to be very specific as to how many feet you need to stay away from him, where he's residing, his school, his work, his car, and everything else. So it's a hold till 4. It's a no contact with Brandon, and we'll see you back to court on October 11th, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Anita Knupp. Hi, Ms. Knupp, what's your date of birth?
7/23/61.
All right. You are here this morning for a charge of driving under the influence. The bond is currently $250. I did find probable cause for that. Do you want to represent yourself? Do you want to hire somebody, or do you want the public defender's office?
Public defender.
All right. I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you. State, does Ms. Knupp have a prior record?
No, ma'am.
Okay. You don't have a prior record, so we'll go ahead and give you a bond of $100. And we're going to see you back to court on October 18th at 9 a.m., okay? Make sure to get in touch with your attorney at the public defender's office, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Brenda George. And Miss George, what's your date of birth?
10/4/67.
Okay. You are here this morning for a violation of probation. It looks like out of Pasco County. And it looks like the bond on that is $5,000. Okay, so there is probable cause for your arrest on that. Okay, it looks like you have 2 pending charges here.
Actually, not.
They're not pending? She took care of them?
Yes,
Okay.
she went out to probation then.
Okay. All right. So what happened is you took the plea on the charges here, and that's why this violation of probation out of Pasco County is coming up, because they probably had a hold on you. So what's going to happen is Pasco County is going to come get you sometime within the next 5 days if you don't bond out. If you do bond out, you need to make your way down to Pasco County and find out what's going on, okay? So keep
Yes,
the
ma'am.
bond at $5,000, and we'll get you down to Pasco County within the next 5 days to take care of your case.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay?
I think.
Megan Allen.
We have a piece. We don't have a PC on do we?
Hi, Miss Allen. What's your date of birth?
3/15/86.
Okay. Miss Allen, you are only here this morning. Judge Merritt wanted you transported here because you have a violation of probation arraignment on September 27th at
Yes, ma'am.
8:30 a.m. Is that right? He starts at
Yes, ma'am.
8:30 now, too?
Apparently, it should be,
That doesn't sound right.
It
That's
should
a
be Judge
Wednesday.
Toner, or it should be 9 a.m.? It's courtroom E.
and that's Tony.
That's
It
Turner.
should be 8:30.
Okay. So it looks like it should be in front of Judge Toner, 8:30 a.m. on September 27th, and they just want me to advise you that that's what you're here for, okay?
Okay.
All right.
Is the public defender appointed on that, Judge?
It's just an order to transport inmates, not a new charge or anything, so I don't know whether she's previously.
I have a private counsel.
Should-
Okay.
Okay, David Brady. Hi, Mr. Brady.
How you doing?
All right, what's your date of birth?
3/23/91.
All right. You are here this morning for a bunch of grand thefts. You were in front of me earlier this week, right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So this is just a whole bunch of the same stuff. So let me go over them one by one, okay? First case I have is a retail grand theft. And we appointed the public defender in all your cases earlier, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, that's what I thought. We'll do the same thing today, okay?
Okay.
All right, the first case is a retail grand theft. The bond is $2,000. We're going to keep it $2,000. I found probable cause, appoint the public defender. Is October 17th the same date that we issued him earlier in the week?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so we'll keep the same court date, October 17th at 9 a.m. on that one. You also have another petty theft and resisting a merchant. The bonds are $2,000 and $1,000. We'll keep the bonds the same. Appoint the public defender. So I'll see you back on October 17th at 9 a.m. We also have another retail theft and resisting a merchant. The bonds are $2,000 and $1,000. We'll keep the bonds the same. Appoint the public defender, and we'll see you back on October 17th at 9 a.m. We have another retail theft. The bond is $2,000. Keep the bond at $2,000. Appoint the public defender. See you back October 17th at 9 a.m. We have another theft. The bond is $2,000. Find probable cause. Keep the bond at $2,000. appoint the public defender, and see you back to court October 17th at 9 a.m. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
That's
Thank
to
you.
do it, Mr. Brady. Good luck. Kevin Dassinger. Mr. Dassinger, what's your date of birth?
1682.
Okay. You are here this morning for a violation of probation. It looks like it's out of Pasco County. They want no bond on that, so I do find there's probable cause for your arrest. We're going to keep it for no bond. And Pasco County is going to come pick you up within the next 5 days and get you in front of a judge over there to take care of it, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Richard Karzinski. Hi, Mr. Karzinski, what's your date of birth?
I'm 60 years old, man.
What is it?
Year of the Lord.
Right, okay. You were here today charged with resisting an officer without violence. The bond is $1,000. I did find
Why
probable
do I
cause.
have any bond, ma'am? Why wasn't I given my court appearance to appear in front of the judge back on September 7th? Why wasn't my mail delivered to me? Why wasn't I given an envelope to have my
Okay. State, does he have a prior record?
to write back my court system about why there was a problem with the
A violation of
why was I
violence
evicted
injunction
when
from
I'm not behind on
2003.
my
2 of
rent?
those, actually. 3 of
Why
those.
was I picked up by the police department?
And a trespass from a while ago.
Okay.
You have an answer
Oh,
for
no,
me
I
now?
don't see any felonies.
No, sir, I'm not here this morning to answer those questions. I'm here to advise
Have I been
you.
released to my own reconnaissance with my money back? I've already had $70 missing out of my wallet, either
Okay.
by the police or the jail.
Right. Sir, what you need to do
Well,
right now is listen
yeah.
to what's going on, and maybe some of your questions will be answered. So why don't you listen?
All right.
If you're talking, you're not listening. The state
Yes,
is telling
ma'am.
me about your prior record, okay? I need to hear about your prior record. Your bond amount is going to be based on what
Which
your prior
day, which
record
year,
is, your
ma'am?
and your ties to the community. So that's what I need to know about.
What's that got to do with today's appearance, ma'am?
That's exactly what today's appearance is for, sir. To decide your bond amount.
Bond's been outlawed by the U.S. government, ma'am. Why is it still being used in our county?
Okay.
Weren't you taught that in law school,
Domestic
ma'am?
violence injunctions, nothing.
I don't mean to be disrespectful.
Well, you
ma'am.
are being
An issue
disrespectful,
brought up
sir. You're being
at the
very
original-
disrespectful. Have you heard of contempt of court? Let me ask you that question. Because you're on your way.
I don't hear you, ma'am. If you're not answering mine, I can't. Well,
We'll keep the bond
I'd
at
like to be
$1,000.
released to my own
On October
reconnaissance,
11th at 9 a.m.
was the PD? Excuse me. Is that
The
today or
PD's
tomorrow?
office is appointed. Jeff Nichols.
What day is he coming?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Nichols, what's your date of birth?
10/25/1980.
Okay, you were here today for loitering and prowling and resisting an officer without violence. The bonds are $500 and $1,000. I did find probable cause for both of those. Do you want to represent yourself? Do you want to hire somebody, or do you want the public defender's office?
Public defender's office, ma'am.
All right, I'll provisionally appoint the public defender's office to represent you. State, does Mr. Nichols have a prior record?
He does. Starting back in 1999, he's got possession of cocaine, fraud from 2002, uttering forged bills from 2002, possession of cocaine from 2002, criminal mischief from 2004, resisting without violence from 2004, possession of marijuana from 2007, and most recently, it looks like a driving while license suspended from June of this year, as well as a DUI. So he may.
Are you still on probation for that driving unsuspended?
Yes, ma'am.
Maybe forthcoming as well.
I've got a PC on that.
On the
Oh,
on the
no,
bus?
no, not on the driving, on the false info, I'm sorry. about
Okay.
that.
What false info? Oh, okay, I got you.
He also has a driving case.
Not.
It looks like
I
he
don't-
had a driving on a suspended that he was convicted of on June 8th of this year.
That's what he's on probation for.
Right, okay, then that's
Okay.
I'm on misdemeanor probation for the driving off suspended. I'm also on felony probation too.
Okay. Let's see. We're going to keep the bonds on the loitering and prowling and resisting officer at $500 and $1,000.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. appoint the public defender. We'll see you back on October 11th on that one. I also have the probable cause arrest for your violation of probation. We're going to, I found probable cause for that, and we're going to keep it on no bond right now. We're going to see you back to court on October 17th. So that must be the felony one then.
Yes.
Okay, so the
Bizarre.
misdemeanor one is not out yet.
Okay.
Okay, so that's for the felony violation of probation, and we'll see you back to court on that one on October 17th, and I'll also appoint the public defender on that one as well, okay?
Okay, so it's the 11th and 17th?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Angel Ramirez.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning, Mr. Ramirez. What's your date of birth?
July 21st, 1959.
Okay, you are here this morning for domestic battery. I did find probable cause for that, and it's based on a warrant from Judge Hitzman signed on September 19th. Did you want to represent yourself? Do you want to hire somebody, or do you want the public defender's office?
I have a private attorney,
Okay.
David Day Law, and they were never notified about this.
Well, he wouldn't be notified until you were arrested. He wouldn't be notified of the warrant. Is that what you mean?
No, he sent to Judge Iyer paperwork, and the judge refused to hear it, and nothing else has been said about it since then.
All right. I have no idea what case you're talking about. Judge who?
Judge Iyer?
Okay, we don't have a judge in Hernando County with that name, so maybe that was another county.
No,
I'm thinking of.
it was in Hernando County. I might have his name wrong.
Okay. Eineman? Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So you might have representation on a family law case, and this would be a criminal case. Okay?
No, I have it on. I have it on everything, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. So you got to let your attorney know that you've been arrested on this so that your attorney can do their job, okay? But for today's purposes, I found probable cause for that. I have an address for you on DeRoca Ave in Spring Hill. Is that where you live?
No. At the present time, I'm staying at a hotel until my wife is home and 50
Okay.
from the house.
Okay. I got you.
Yeah.
Okay. Mr. Ramirez, do you have a job these days?
No.
Okay, you got to step back from the microphone. Stop making love to the microphone there. All right, do you have a job?
No, I'm on Social Security disability.
Okay. All right, state to secret prior record?
The only thing I see, Judge, is from 2007, out of state. Looks like a DUI or something.
Okay.
Along those lines.
All right. All right, Mr. Ramirez, I'm going to set your bond at $500. As a condition of bond, I want you to have no contact with Barbara Ramirez.
Okay.
That means do not call her, do not write her, do not email her, do not have anyone else call her, write her, or email her. Any way that you can imagine having contact with her, I forbid you to do so. If you see her out somewhere, you need to turn around and go the other way. If she calls you, you need to hang up the phone. I'm also going to hold you until 4 o'clock today in case she wants to file an injunction against you. The injunction will be civil paperwork, and it will be very specific as to the amount of feet you need to stay away from her house, her vehicle, her school, or wherever else she may frequently go. Okay, so if you get that paperwork today, you need to make sure to read it carefully. And I'm holding you till 4 because we're not really sure where you're living, and you're living at a hotel or motel, so we need to know where to find you to serve you that paperwork, okay? After 4 o'clock, you're welcome to bond out for the $500, and then we'll see you back to court on October 11th at 9 a.m., okay?
Okay. I had something to stop me. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, George Sussex.
Your Honor, if I may?
Yes, sir.
I believe Mr. Sussex is here
Just a
because
transfer
of a
order.
transport
Yeah.
order based upon being a witness in a
Yep,
pending case.
I got it.
Okay.
Just didn't want to say that out loud.
He doesn't know why he's here, I'm sure. He's probably very confused. But I know why he's here.
Maybe he's not here.
Your Honor, are you waiting for someone?
George Sussex?
We don't have him on the docket or in the courtroom. Do you need us to get him?
Well, I have a transport order here with his name on it. I guess I don't know. I don't need to see him, but he's on. He's going to be here for a hearing on October 9th at 8:30 a.m. and they usually bring those transport orders at first appearance, but I don't know.
Okay. We did get the transport order. I'm not sure why it's here. Sorry about that.
Okay, that's okay. All right, Andrew White. Mr. White, what is your date of birth?
3583.
All right, you are here this morning. You have 2 counts of sex offender violation. The bonds on each of those are $2,000 apiece. There is probable cause for your arrest. Do you want to represent yourself? Do you want to hire somebody, or do you want the public defender's office?
Right now I'm going to need public defender.
I can't hear you, sir.
Right now I'm going to need the public defender.
Okay. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. State, other than the obvious 2 cases that he has there, does he have anything else?
Just nothing major, just some
Okay.
marijuana stuff and a contempt of court.
Okay. I have an address for you on Cortez Boulevard in Brooksville, Mr. White. Is that where you live?
No, that's where I work.
Okay. Do you have a home?
As of right now, no.
Okay. What were you doing for work?
I work for Air Masters, installing AC systems.
Okay. How long have you been doing that for?
I've been there 3 weeks now. My boss came up here, tried to bond me out yesterday, and they said there's no bond on me.
Oh, okay.
So I'm trying to figure that out now.
Yeah, I don't know why they said that.
Your Honor,
Yeah.
we received a order to revoke bond on a separate case for the 956.
Can somebody tell me which case that is?
Okay, so he got an order to revoke bond in another case that's pending.
Yes.
Okay. So you must have another case pending right now?
Yes.
Okay. So that case is not in front of me today, so I don't have the information, but in that case, there must be no bond. Okay? And I don't really know the facts and circumstances around that, so it doesn't sound like you're going anywhere anytime soon. Nevertheless, in this case, the bonds are currently $2,000 each. My issue is that you don't have a home, and that
Well, if I can get out, my boss will help me with an address.
Okay, well, you're not getting out because there's no bond on the other case. So,
Right.
Here's what we're going to do is I'm going to set the bond at $5,000 in each of these cases. As a condition of bond, I'm going to order a GPS monitor. So if you do bond out for some reason, you are going to have to comply with an active GPS, which means you're not able to leave Hernando County or the state of Florida without leave of court. You're going to pay all the costs associated with the GPS and will be placed upon you prior to you leaving the jail so that we can know where to find you if we need you. Okay, and we'll see you back to court on this case on October 17th at 9 a.m.
Judge, is that a Judge Toner date?
It's the 9/29.
Oh, that's the one's 9/29. I'm sorry. It's September 29th, Mr. White. I'm sorry. All right. All right, and who do I have sitting in? You know?
These are for county court.
Oh, he's there for Hitzman?
Yes, ma'am.